Hey, this is the Pizza here, and this is a video review of the Tribes Ascend beta for GamesOddics.com. So Tribes Ascend is a very fast-paced first-person shooter made by Hi-Rez. So starting off, everything in this video is in beta, so some things that are in this video are likely to change in the future, so this video may not be representative of the final product. Here's the main menu screen where you can see the 12 different classes that are currently available in the game. Unfortunately, you only have access to 2 of the classes when you start. You have access to the Ranger and the Soldier. Each of the classes has their own different potential perks, which I'll get into that a little bit later. And they each have their own separate weapons, deployables, grenades. Sometimes they have deployables, sometimes they don't. Like some classes will have energy packs, which just means you get more energy. And then there's the Technician, which gets a deployable turret, which you can put down on the battlefield. Here are the skill trees, and each class has its own separate skill tree, and you can unlock the potential perks for that class by working your way down to the bottom of each tree. And each class also has its own separate experience pool. So let's say you play a game with the Soldier class, and you gain 100 experience for that game. That 100 experience will only go towards the Soldier class. If you play with the Ranger class, you don't get the 100 experience that you just got from that previous game. So in order to unlock all the skills on a skill tree, you need to play with that class. There are boosters you can buy for XP and tokens are what you use to unlock all 12 classes, because as you can see, I have 8 of them locked right now. So the classes are actually rather expensive in terms of tokens. The cheapest is 900 at the Juggernaut, then 1800, then I believe it goes to 3600 or 3200, and then maybe 4800, and most of them, however, are 9800 tokens, which at a rate of somewhere around 50 per game, depending on the game mode and how well you do, it takes quite a while without any boosters. So here you can see the actual game, and there's a very interesting mechanic about Tribes, and that is the skiing mechanic. You'll notice right there that I just got a huge boost of speed as I went downhill on that slope. We'll talk about the weapons in a second, because that's another very cool part about Tribes. So skiing is a way for you to gain momentum. You will hold down spacebar to ski on downward slopes, and then you press right click to use your jetpack on upward slopes. So by doing that, you try to gain as much momentum as possible so you can fly around the battlefield and get better position on your enemies, and also just have more mobility, because almost every single weapon in this game you have to aim fairly precisely. So the weapon I'm using right now is a grenade launcher, and this weapon is an assault rifle. It's not like a normal assault rifle where wherever you click, the bullet just instantly travels to that location. Almost all of the projectiles in this game have some sort of travel time. I think the only guns that don't are the sniper rifle and the Eagle pistol. But the sniper rifle, you have to stay zoomed in for a decent period of time for it to do maximum damage. If you just fire without zooming in, it's only going to do about 50 damage. And most classes will have somewhere around 1000 health. Now, the staple weapon of Tribes is the Spin Fuser. Now, there are 4 different variations of the Spin Fuser in this game, and the person who's shooting at me right now is actually using one. It's almost like a rocket launcher, but it fires a blue disc that does explode upon impact with whatever the first thing it hits is. And you'll see most of the people in the game using Spin Fusers, although I believe the person who's firing at me is using the Technician's SMG or the Rhino SMG from the Infiltrator. I'm not sure which. But this person who's playing against me is very good. And that brings up another point. This game is highly skill-based. So when you first start out, you will probably die a lot and not do very well. So you have to consider that when playing this game. You won't start out the top unless you are a veteran of Tribes or similar games like Quake or Unreal Tournament. Very fast-paced shooters. But Tribes does even have its own feel from Quake or Unreal Tournament. Another thing you may see popping up on the screen are medals, and you get medals for doing certain things, just, you know, getting kills. You'll get a little token right there. I got one for an assist. And that builds up credits, and you can see the credits in the upper right hand corner of the screen. And these credits can be used to call down what are sort of point streaks, I suppose. They're not exactly kill streaks, because it doesn't depend on kills. It depends on how many credits you have, which you can get for holding a flag, grabbing a flag, getting assists, taking out base defenses, and you capture the flag, and various different team-based activities. And once you have enough credits, you can call in these streaks, which one of them is a resupply drop, which will put down a resupply station wherever you want. One of them is a tactical strike, which calls down a fairly short-lived tactical strike, and you can see one right there, actually. That's what the tactical strike does. You need to be very precise, because it takes about a 3 to 5 second period for the tactical strike to be called down, and you determine the location using a laser designator. And with everyone moving around at such high speeds, it's very difficult to get a kill with one of those. Then the highest streak in the game right now is an orbital strike, which is just like a massively souped up version of the tactical strike, and will cover a much larger area. So going back to the skill trees a little bit, I feel that some of the things in the skill trees might cause a little bit of imbalance in the game, and being such a highly skill-based game, it can be frustrating when someone kills you because maybe they have a faster reload speed on their assault rifle due to being further down in the skill tree than you. Some of the skills in the skill tree will be things as plus 50 maximum HP, plus HP regen rate, which HP does regen, but it takes quite a long time after being injured to start the regeneration, but once it starts, it is fairly rapid. You can actually see the regeneration right there. And so here's one of the spin fusers, and that's what they do. They actually don't explode when you hit an enemy in the air, which is sort of odd, but it does do maximum damage to them. So this is the Soldier class, which is one of the default classes. It starts out with the regular spin fuser and the Eagle pistol. One other thing I found while playing is the matchmaking seemed to be a little off, as in there'd be a very large skill difference between the highest ranked person and the lowest ranked person. This could be due to the fact that it is still in beta, so they're still working out the matchmaking. There might not be as many people as they like playing, so sometimes you'll just get matched up with some very high level players. The maximum team size is 16 versus 16 though, so it's unlikely that one person will ruin the game for you. So a little bit more about the game types available in the beta. There is Capture the Flag, Team Deathmatch, and Rabbit. I didn't get a chance to play Rabbit because every time I tried to join a game of Rabbit, I was the only person in that game. So perhaps I just got unlucky, but I didn't get any experience in Rabbit. Team Deathmatch was the mode I found most enjoyable because it had the most fast-paced combat. And this is Team Deathmatch I'm showing right here. So you can see there's a flag in Team Deathmatch. And the flag sort of presents this strategic opportunity for both teams. There's only one flag on the map, and the first person to die will spawn a flag on their point of death. What the flag does is whichever team is holding the flag will get double points. Each team start out with 100 life pool, and whoever's life pool drains to 0 first loses. So if your team holds the flag, every kill you get will drain 2 from the enemy's pool instead of 1. So your team only needs to get 50 kills rather than 100 if you hold the flag the entire game. So the flag can make a very large difference and most of the action is usually centered around the flag. And in Capture the Flag, it's your fairly standard Capture the Flag, although there are base defenses in the forms of turrets and generators, and you can destroy the generators to shut down the turrets, which happens very often in the Capture the Flag modes. You can also spawn vehicles in Capture the Flag, and the vehicles, I haven't really seen the vehicles play too much of a role, as they're either a little too fast and don't really do enough, just sort of harass the enemy team, or they're too big and too slow and can easily be shut down by a few William Spin Fuser and mortar shots from the Juggernaut. So Tribes Ascend is really just a very, very entertaining, fast-paced shooter. It's not like anything that's been coming out recently. It's a game where you have to be consistent. If you're not consistent with your shots, you're not going to get very many kills. Even though I don't like the fact that there are separate XP pools for each class, where you need to play with that class specifically to unlock more skills for that class, and the rather high token cost to unlock many of the later classes, so you're stuck playing 4 or 5 classes for quite some time. Regardless of all that, it is still in beta, and they do have a shared XP system coming, but it has not yet made it into the beta. I'm not sure how the shared XP will work and why they don't simply just put it into a single XP pool to start, but I guess we'll see how that pans out. Thank you for watching this Tribes Ascend beta review for GamesOddics.com.